Good morning, everyone. I hope that everyone is doing fine. Today, we are going to start with a short introductory video. Please watch.
Czy wiesz, gdzie należy dopasować ten kształt? Ma dwa.
Alright. I think we all should understand what was going on so far. So, let me just explain what was going on. So, there were different shapes with different holes, right? And they could only fit on one specific group of sticks. And they could only fit where they belong. They could not be stored anywhere else other than where they actually belong. So just keep that in mind. So today's class, we're going to look at the topic data types. Alright, so the topic data types. What is a data type, one might ask? What are data types? So let's move on. Alright, so what are data types? According to this meaning right here, it says a data type in programming is a classification that specifies which type of value a variable has and what type of mathematical, relational, or logical operations can be applied to it without causing an error. Right? Its other definition is a particular kind of data item as designed by the values it can take, the programming language used, or the operation that can be performed on. So right here, I'm going to use this definition to tie back to the introductory video that we just watched a while ago. So basically, a data type is, it tells the user in programming, it tells the user or tells the machine and the user what type of data can be stored or what type of data should be stored in a specific place, or what is the value of a certain variable, right? So if the value of a variable is 1 and then you're trying to put 2 in 1, it won't fit. Same like the different squares and the circle and the rectangle. If you're trying to put a circle where a square should be, you get an error. If you're trying to put a square where a circle should be, you will get an error. So data type specifies exactly where each value or what each value can store. Alright? Alright, so next slide. So what are different data types? There are 5 basic data types, which include string or str or text. In some languages it is str and in some languages it is text. But we won't go that far right now. We're just teaching you the basic data types. You have integer or int, you have float or real, you have character or char, and you have boolean or bool. Right? So just by looking at this, what do you think can be stored in this data type? Just by looking at the name, some bright student tell me what you think can be stored in this. Just by looking at it. Right. Text. Text. Text can be stored in this data type. Text. Alright? Alright. Forgive me. Alright. Now for some definitions. For the string data type, it says this is used for a combination of any characters that appear on a keyboard, such as letters, numbers, or symbols. Symbols, right? So when you're using the data type string, it can store letters, numbers, symbols. Anything that is placed on a key, that is positioned on a keyboard, can be stored in the string data type. Next, you have the characters. This is used for a single letter. So within a program, if you want to store one single letter, if you want to store A, or if you want to store B, or if you want to store C, or if you want to store D, or want it is one single letter, you use the data type char. Now for integer, it says this is used for whole numbers, right? So whole numbers. And can anyone tell me what are whole numbers? Alright. Whole numbers are numbers without any decimal or without whole numbers, counting numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the list goes on and on and on. From 1, it is whole. It has no points, no point 0, 0, 0, no, none of those. It's just whole numbers, right? Now we have float or real. Now this one is used for numbers that contains decimal points or for fractions. So now we see the difference in the different data types. Now we can see the difference between an integer and a float. So the float is used to store decimal points like 1.1, 2.2, 3.3, 4.4, 5.5, right? Right. So boolean or bool. This is used where data is restricted to true or false or yes or no options. Alright, so within a program, if you want the user to enter a simple yes or no, nothing else, yes or no, or true or false, that's the only type of data that can be stored in boolean. Only yes or no or true and false. Alright, so this is just an introductory lesson on the different data types. We'll go further next time we meet. Thank you for joining us.